A leadoff single by Taylor Allen and Dolsek leads the way for the Orange Coast Pirates in Game 3 of the Sportsnet USA.net Invitational. As laying down a bunt is Emily LaPena, advancing and Dolsek to third base, and they're going to call LaPena safe at first, as the ball is dropped and hit in a collision with first base person Cassidy Harper. Mark is going to call that an E.
Yeah, E3. Because they should have had the runner.
They did have the runner, and the runner hit the glove of Harper as LaPena easily in the second base for a stolen base. So E3 on Harper. Runners at second and third. LaPena at second, and Dolsek at third. She had a single. And there's a flare in the right field in front of Munoz, and scores is Andolsek. LaPena, and she's safe at home as Christic thought she made the tag. LaPena out of the baseline, it looked like, as she was avoiding the tag, and comes up and scrapes home plate with her right hand.
Yeah, I would have called her out of the baseline, and that's what they're going to say at Southwestern. Corey, she went to the back corner of where the catcher would be at. So she made no attempt to take it. The rule is you've got to make an attempt to take a direct line to home plate. And she made none.
No, and it is 2-0. It was a single by Haley Pichardo, who brought in one run. Actually, that's an two RBI single. That's two RBI, yeah. So a 2 RBI single by Pichardo. She takes second on the throw. And Southwestern starting off struggling here with Layla Chavez, batter number 4. Top of the first inning. Southwestern in the circle is Elisa Garcia. Devin Christic is the catcher. Pichardo takes high. 2 balls and 1 strike. Cassidy Harper and Haley Oseguera at first and second. Bella Hurtado and JoJo Beatty at third and short for the Jaguars. Bounce to Hurtado. Hurtado throws over, and that's going to be an error on Hurtado. That's the throwing error. So Chavez reaches on the poor throw, and Mark, the first error actually went to the left fielder, and Dolsek hit the ball to left field, went under the player's glove. She advanced to second on that error. The play at first was not considered an error, so that's going to be a base hit for LaPena.
On some people's sheets.
Well, let me put it this way. We're both right, because there are 2 hits for Orange Coast College and 1 error on the board. So if I got a single, there's 3 hits and 1 error.
See, I got 2 hits and 1 error.
1 hit, 2 hits.
Error. That's right. 2 hits.
3 hits. And Pichardo scores from third. So 3 quick runs for Orange Coast, as on the steal was the pinch runner Ava Marin out of Adelanto. Be heading to Adelanto tomorrow.
Going to watch some more softball?
Lexi Gamez, this left fielder for the Pirates, steps up. Gamez, a 5'2" sophomore from Canyon High School. She grounds to the shortstop. Beatty up and over. Another low throw. Harper is there, making the stretch for the first out of the inning. But it advances Marin, the pinch runner.
Now batting number 16.
So Melissa Hansen now Steps up. Hansen, the first baseman out of Rosary High School. Fly ball, shallow left field, drops in front of the left fielder, Sandoval. And that single is going to score Marin, who pinch ran for Chavez.
And so, Corey, when you look at this Orange Coast team, you look where they were last year, and you said they're a team that's ascending. Last year, they were 18-21 overall, 10-14 in the conference. They lost their last game of the year to Saddleback 12-11. When you look at team batting average of 310, 19 home runs, slugging percentage of 439 is what they had last year, which isn't too bad. 19 home runs, 12 triples, 55 doubles, though. That I think is really impressive. They walked 69 times and struck out 134.
So Natasha Ellison, the second baseman, steps to the plate. Off-speed pitch, flares back. Ellison out of Cypress High School. As the wind picks up, the wind is ever present here at Nancy Kelly Field. First game we saw 7-2 Folsom Lake over Cerritos, 10-2 Folsom Lake over Southwestern, and here the third game, the finale of the Invitational. Ellison, Munoz is there, and doubled off Hansen, who was tagging on the play. So that'll be a fly out to center field, or excuse me, right field, and a double play.
But they got 4 runs on the board to start this thing off.
4 runs, 3 hits, 1 error. Nobody left on base at the end of a half an inning, 4-0. Orange Coast over Southwestern. So here's the thing. There's 3 hits, and so I think they're missing an error.
They are missing an error. But that's okay, because you and I are just here to add color to the game. And that's what we do our best attempt. Of course, you look at OCC, they were in the OEC, the home of Santa Ana College and Cypress last year, who were the top dogs. Fullerton was around also. But this year, well, we'll see what happens with Santa Ana. They lost their big star pitcher who moved on. Brad Pickler always is reloading and is right now in the preliminary rankings, is number 2 in the state.
What's the preliminary rankings?
Rankings that you don't think anything of, Ed Ford doesn't think anything of, I don't think anything of, and Cody thinks it's hoo-ha. That's a softball term.
We would just like to see more of a
resume
analysis of the rankings if you're going to put out preseason rankings.
Well, wait a minute.
A study.
Community college sports, community college education. You don't need more of a study. You just give an answer.
That's the sports class.
Danny Sanders.
So Danny Sanders lead the way, batting second. Haley Oseguera, Madison Mendez third. Cassidy Harper fourth at first base. Jordan Beatty batting fifth at short. Alyssa Garcia pitching in the circle, seventh. Sandez takes low. Ball 1. Bella Hurtado at third base batting seventh. Devin Christek, catching batting eighth, and Danica Munoz in right field batting ninth. The flex is Sammy Sandoval in left field. Sandez takes it down the middle for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bottom 1.
Gamez, Lapina out in the outfield for Orange Coast College. Nice little defensive players.
Foul tip in the circle is Isabel McElroy. Ashley Keene got the loss yesterday in the circle for OCC. They played LA Mission, who's not in the top 20 in that preliminary rankings or the preseason poll or whatever that poll is.
Exactly.
And last year they felt they got kind of left out as that foul tipped, didn't get a home game after winning their conference, but we digress. Leila Chavez behind the plate, Melissa Hansen at first, Natasha Ellison at second, Haley Pichardo at third base, and Taylor Andolsek, who led off the game with a single at shortstop. Staying with the ground ball to Ellison, flips it to Hansen for the first out.
Orange Coast in their traditional blue and orange with a little white added in here and there. The Pirates are.
In the outfield, Taylor Nguyen. In right field, Emily LaPena. In center, and Lexi Gamez in left. On the way low. 1 ball, no strikes. And I'm liking the uniforms from the teams, though.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
I'm not normally a pinstripe person, but Southwesterns, I'm liking that pinstripe, that color scheme. Head coach is Michael Gross, his first season as a head coach for the Jaguars. 2 balls and no strikes. He also has international coaching experience, coaching the Maccabi games. And as we mentioned, a professional public address announcer. Second base, Ellison with the dive, showing some leather. And Mark, that is not a vegan out right there. That's not vegan. That's all meat with that leather.
Yeah, I tell you what, and that's what you do. We had talked about it in the previous games. If you're a second base person, you need to commit to what you're doing. And that's exactly what she did. She said, okay, I can't take that first step and get there, so I'm going to take that first step and lay out. And hopefully my body is long enough with my arm span to make the play, and it was.
Mendez takes that for a ball. Looked good going down the heart of the plate. She was 2 for 3 in the first game. Had an RBI, including that RBI double.
You know what's fun about today? The crowds that have shown up. Every time I walk over to talk to somebody over by the gate, you have to get through a crowd. There's a crowd down to the left of us. There's a crowd across from us. What a turnout for this invitational.
Mendez up the middle. Ellison can't get that one. So Mendez continuing her hot streak. She is now 3 for 4 on the day.
But you like what Mendez did? She said, okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to lay out again. Allison said, I'm going to lay out again and try to make that play at second base.
So Harper hit by a pitch, grounded out, singled against Folsom Lake. Stands tall, carries a big bat. Outside for ball 1.
I look over your shoulder. I talked to Cody Murray about how well groomed this field is. Last game's going on. What's Cody doing? She's grooming the bullpen section during the game.
This is a good facility, Mark. You got to keep upkeep. Keep it nice.
Pitcher looks into the dugout for a sign. She gets it. She shakes off the dugout. That's what was fun. She looked over the dugout and said, no, I'm not throwing that pitch.
She throws the one she wants and misses. 2 outs in the bottom of the first. 2 balls and no strikes. And we were talking to Michael Gross earlier today, Mark, and He talked about the youngness of his team, and now
Goodbye.
Harper unloads.
Off the side of the building. Oh my goodness, I've yet to see that one. Oh!
Just unloads like a cobra. And she cuts the lead in half, 4-2. She was due. Her first home run of the season for Miss Cassidy Harper. We've seen some shots today.
Oh, yeah. That was it. Yeah, Coach, that was it. Yeah, that was pretty. Yeah, Corey, when I said goodbye, I figured it was getting over the Cerrito sign.
You know, honestly, I thought it was going over the roof. Honestly, when she first hit it, that was impressive. With 2 outs, 2 runs across. And taking low is JoJo Beatty.
Think the coach liked it?
I like it. JoJo's an all East County in high school. He's got a great attitude. When we talk to him, I mean, he's just a guy who you want to play for somebody like that. And there's a strike, 1 ball, 1 strike. Infectious attitude, always upbeat. And that's the one thing we liked about all the coaches here. All the coaches are very friendly and willing to talk. They're not standoffish. Two and one. Southwestern has a small squad. Was talking about the struggles they have scrimmaging each other in practice. Not enough to field 2 teams. Ground ball. Ellison up the middle. Gonna give her a base hit. Yes, gonna give her a base hit. Because she was not gonna turn and make that play behind second base on the edge of the outfield and make that throw to set her feet. That's a single. Alyssa Garcia, the pitcher, steps up. 2 runs, 3 hits for Southwestern in the bottom half of the first inning. OCC put up 4 and 3. And the official scorekeeper acknowledges truth. Two balls, no strikes, 2 outs.
So this is why I'm glad we're not doing softball in a dome stadium, because there's only so much oxygen, and when your head starts to swell and it blows up, at least it'll be on the grass over there.
That's just the allergies, Mark. And there's Garcia, outside corner with 2 out, 2 balls and a strike. Garcia knuckles one. That's not a knuckle, that's a stubber, a nubber.
That's a sportsnetusa.net tee shot.
Yeah, although look better than the actual tee shot. Staying alive is Garcia. 5'9" out of Claremont High School in San Diego. She was second team Pacific Coast Athletic Conference. 2 home runs last year. Takes in the dirt low, runs the count full at 3-2 with 2 outs. OCC, Mark, had all the momentum starting off this game. 4 quick runs in their top half of this first inning.
Yeah, you start saying to yourself, oops, run rule, oops.
There's a bouncer foul.
Good at bat.
Yeah, it's one of those at-bats. If she gets the pitch she likes, it's going to be driven.
Make the young woman work in the circle. See all her pitches that she's got. The one she thinks that can get her out of this inning.
And there's one over the outstretched hands of Ellison, and here comes Beatty. Head first slide into third safely.
And Corey, you've got to like the way that Southwestern runs the bases. Aggressive base running. Yeah, we know there's 2 outs, but you don't want to get thrown out at third base. And yet there was no stopping. She hit the bag in stride, turned, and came to third. Aggressive running, and now you have the go-ahead run coming to the plate.
Yeah, head coach Jody Kiaha in the circle talking to her squad, and the variety of coaches' resumes that we get to encounter and learn about the game of softball is always impressive. National champion at UCLA, Pac-10 title when it was called the Pac-10, and was on the staff. And again, we're watching teams, that the up-and-coming teams, the ascending teams in the state.
Should have asked her if she knew Jen Schroeder, lady that I got to visit with the other day. All-American alumni, World Series All-American from UCLA.
As Hurtado takes it for a strike. Bella plays third. She was 1 for 3 in the first game, scored a run. Beatty at third, Garcia at first. Beatty gets her lead, good hold, good stop by Chavez. So Isabel McElroy having some issues and some problems in her half. Out in front is Bella. So 1 ball and 2 strikes, 2 outs. Outfield, you'd call that shallow.
Yeah, I'd call it shallow. Straight away, but shallow.
McElroy delivers, right-hander, outside and away, 2-2. So 2-2 in the first. 18-21 OCC was last year. Southwestern averaged only 3 runs a game last year, Mark. Outside 3-2.
They'll do better this year.
You gotta think, yeah.
Yeah, I think they've got a little more offense. We've already seen that they got some power.
And some. There's Hurtado. Allison again makes a diving stop. But again, can't come up with the play, as that's an RBI single for Hurtado on that infield hit. Beatty comes across the score. Moving to second is Garcia. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 straight hits for Southwestern. And they cut the lead 4-3. Devin Christick, who's catching in this game, designated player last game, reached base all 3 times in the first matchup against Folsom Lake.
Debbie Neyland's come back this direction, wondering what all the noise was about.
Not a happy camper. McElroy delivers the 1-0. And it was outside. 2-0.
Well, you know, it could be worse. It could be ice hockey. We'd all be freezing.
Give it an hour. 3 balls, no strikes. Game started late. So we'll see how many Jackets come out. 3 balls, no strikes. Christic, hot in the first match, in the first game. Do you let her swing away?
I do.
Three and one. Now she sees it, as my grandfather used to say. Now you see it. Go ahead and go get it. McElroy. Nice pitch on the inside, jammed her. If it was a wooden bat, that would have splintered it.
So it's moving day. Everybody's on the run. 3 and 2, 2 outs, Corey Neyland. Well, the only 2 not running are you and I.
I'm running.
Are you?
Yeah. Somebody's running for me, but I'm running. And tough pitch. But it goes a little high. And that is a walk. That looked good, Mark. Tough to lay off that one. That's McElroy. And we're going to have a new pitcher in the circle. It's going to be Angela Whitmer, the righty out of Hemet High School in Hemet. 5-2. And McElroy, that's tough, Mark, on that 3-2 pitch. Great eye by Christic. So OCC starting off strong. The bats come alive, but they got the first 2 out. And Mark, again, all this is done with 2 outs.
Yeah. Yeah, 2 outs. The sun's going down. No lights here at the field. Welcome to the 2nd inning. It's 8 o'clock at night. Gabby is sleeping in the corner.
And this is the 2nd annual SportsNetUSA.net Softball Invitational.
It's been entertaining. It has been an entertaining tournament. We have seen versatility from all the teams that have been involved.
I just like the atmosphere, the joy.
A stick-to-itiveness, to steal from your dictionary.
There you go.
Now batting for Southwestern is number 2.
So this is
Right
the
fielder,
ninth batter of the inning. And this is the first inning. 4 runs across for OCC, 3 thus far for Southwestern. Danica Munoz takes that for a strike. 0-1. Nice pitch by Whitmer. Strike number 2. That could have been dangerous. I think everybody standing at third base was kind of confused and surprised that ball came down there. Pichardo, Coach Gross, Alyssa Garcia. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases juiced. Off-speed pitches high at the eyes. 1-2.
Did you notice Haley stopped there before turning around? Are you throwing it my way? Thank God you didn't clock me in the head.
Whitmer wears the face mask in the circle. There's strike 3. So there's 3 runs, 5 hits, no errors, and 3 left on base. So at the end of a long one, the first inning, it is 4-3 Pirates.
After 1 full inning, Orange Coast leads 4-3.
More exciting sports right around the corner here on SportsNetUSA.net. Basketball coming up on SportsNetUSA.net. Make sure you check the homepage to find out what team is playing in your area and at what time. Softball and baseball not far away on SportsNetUSA.net. And hey, you know, if you've got that saying, you say, hey, how come my team's not on sports@usa.net? Or you say, you know, I love these sports. How can I get involved? Well, contact Mr. Ed Ford. We're always looking. You know, you got that nice little car dealership down here in Orange County. Want your name put on it? No better place to come and to spend your money. Little advertising. Support the games you love. All here on SportsNetUSA.net.
And grow the game. Growth of the community college athletics. And we were talking to a couple of the coaches today about, let's face it, the disrespect community colleges get as athletics.
Exactly.
Athletic entities. And we talked to them and we realized it's college athletics. No matter what you want to say, it is a step up.
Yep.
And so when you're here playing against better competition than you can ever imagine, why not come out and support? Why not show the love and have entities like SportsNetUSA.net call everything?
I agree. A lot of variety, a lot of different voices, a lot of different opinions.
Player number 5, Priscilla Merrick.
So as we move to the top of the second inning, OCC up 4-3. Priscilla Marin. She's designated player today out of Adelanto. The lefty faces the bunt and takes a strike. Adelanto High School.
The Beverly Hills of the IE.
Not quite.
Oh.
Garcia delivers his line drive. Second base is Oseguera. Quickly over to Harper for one. 4-3 if you're scoring at home. Taylor Nguyen, the right fielder. The lefty, Taylor Andolsek, is on deck. Nguyen bats left, throws left out of Alameda. Takes ball one. In the OCC roster, Nguyen shows again, ball two, 2-0. It's local, but we're going to call it expanded local for Orange Coast because you got Lake Elsinore, you've got Adelanto, you got Alameda, Hemet as well, Murrieta Valley, Phelan. So it's an expanded local area along with the OC. Ball three, delivered by Garcia.
Well, here's the thing, too. Coaches for Orange Coast College, long pants.
Sweats, Mark.
Long pants.
Sweats.
Long pants, not shorts.
Strike one, 3-1 on an off speed. An overhand, underhand pitch. Sweats. Still, those are the long pants then I would wear. Sweats. You need Sportsnet sweats. Garcia delivers for strike two, 3-2. So Garcia does a nice job of battling back in the circle here. Got down 3-0, one out, top of the second. 4-3 the score. OCC put up 4 quick runs. They put up 4 quick runs, Mark, before we even got settled in. Ball 4 be too low. I mean, they had 4 runs even before we got the out cue and the in cue and the tagline set.
That's true.
So Andolsek singled and scored a run in that first inning. She's really looking to be an all-conference player this year, Mark. And there goes a win easily into second base. I mean, you talk about kind of fast. And Dolcek out of Alameda. 4 home runs, 28 RBI last season. Yesterday, she was 2 for 3 with 2 doubles in the loss to LA Mission, and she takes a strike there, 0-2.
And that first swing that she took was a courtesy swing to protect the runner. So you have a lot of faith in her as a hitter.
Waits on this one, pops it up, shallow left field, in there for a base hit. So she's 2 for 2. The runner at second, Nguyen, had to hold up. So runners at first and second with 1 out. Bringing up Emily LaPena, who singled and stole a base in the first inning, also scored a run.
And if you're going to drift out there, being with Jordan, she drifts out there at shortstop, you have to make a real effort for the ball, because what it does is it stops the left fielder. The left fielder goes, oh, you must have it.
Lays one down, back to the pitcher. Garcia to first, the only play to Harper. So sacrificing the runners over for the second out. Nguyen at third, and Andosek at second. So Haley Pichardo, who had a 2 RBI single, brought home LaPena and Andolsek in that first inning. 4-3 is your score, and we're in the second. In the dirt, good save by Christic. Top 2 is the lingo, as they say. Ed, Albert, Gabby, Mark, Corey. The crew came across the plate high, 2-0. LaPena up in the box. And you were talking about that in the first game when we showed up. How close they are, the batters, to stepping out of the box. And with that new rule, explain a little bit more why that's so precarious.
We'll wait for this pitch. Realize they are calling batters out now if they are making contact with the ball outside of the box. So if your foot travels beyond the white line or outside the white line in any way or form in the batter's box, you make contact with the ball, you're going to be called out by the umpire.
Slow roller to the third. Hurtado up, safe, and 2 runs scored on the throw to first base. So Nguyen scores from third, and Dolcek on the throw to first scores as well. So 2 more across. That makes it 6-3. Infield hit?
No. No. I don't care what the official score. No, that's not an infield hit. Wasn't that difficult of a play to make at third base?
But it was a slow roller.
It wasn't that difficult of a play to make, and you should have made.
Was there.
You should have made that play.
So single for Pichardo, RBI as well. Wow.
See, baseball gods were coming after you. I sat down. You notice how I sat down? That would have hit you on top of the head. Ed and I would have stared at each other. Ed and I would have stared at each other for mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. Gabby would have wondered where you went.
And there's a fly ball to Munoz. Diving, can't make the catch. And that's going to drop in for a single. And Layla Chavez stands on first base.
See, now you know why I've got that bump on my hand. When you get that line drive, got hit in your direction. If that had been 2 feet higher, I'd have been saying, yeah, right there, where you're scratching your head right now, there'd be no hair left.
Guess I'm going to have to pay attention from now on.
Well, at least you got the crowd to ooh for you. They all thought, uh-oh. Guy's doing the game by himself.
So as Alexi Gamez steps to the plate, grounded out to short her first time at bat. So 2 runs across. 2 runs on 3 hits for the Pirates. Off speed in there for a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike with 2 outs.
It's been like a Die Hard movie. Way to put you in the chair, taking your hat, put it over your face, said, he's fine. He's fine. Keep the game going.
He knew Gabby needed to get home. That's what they knew in there for a strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, second inning, 2 runs across.
Please don't take Gabby home. Somebody else will take Corey home later.
It was going to hit my shoulder. That was high. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Still stays at full 3-2.
Guess what? They're coming after us. These players have heard enough today. One of us needs to shut up those 2 old guys. I'll do it.
There's one lined up the middle. That's going to bring home Pichardo. So an RBI single for Gamez. So Pichardo scored twice thus far. Chavez to second. Gamez at first. Melissa Hansen steps to the plate.
Now batting first baseman number
Had an
16,
RBI
Melissa
single,
Hansen.
then got doubled up on the fly out to right. Off-speed pitches in there. So 4 runs in the first. First 4 batters scored. Then Nguyen scored. The number 9 here after a walk. And Dolsek, and there's one to the shortstop, Beatty. Throws, overthrow, no, stretching. Needed all of that 5'10 frame was Cassidy Harper. But not before 3 runs on 4 hits. No errors, 2 left on base. And at the end of 1.5, it is 7-3 Pirates. No errors. Top of the order is Danny Sandez for Southwestern. Haley Oseguera and Madison Mendez are due up. If any of those get on base, Cassidy Harper will step to the plate.
So it's been a fun day here. Don't forget, more softball coming up on sportsnetusa.net. Next year we'll be back for the sportsnetusa.net Invitational. Love to have those Northern California teams, those Southern California teams, those out-of-state teams, so that maybe all of a sudden you look at the tournament and you go, now what do? We got 10 teams that want to play in the Invitational.
I'm saying, yeah, if you're New Mexico, hit it up.
That's it. Arizona,
hit them up.
Yeah. Nevada, Utah. We'll take those teams. Take 5 out-of-state teams and 5 California teams.
It's already the best invitational in California anyway. So.
That's true.
Fans, if you didn't pay for parking, you go get ticketed. Make sure you
Little biased, but that's okay.
We also have a snack shack over by the third base dugout if you want some snacks.
So last game, 8-5 losers to LA Mission yesterday, looking to even up their record as OCC. Southwestern is 0-2. Again, 0-2 and looking for their looking for that team that's really going to get them more than that 7 wins from last year. You like the attitude that they have. Coach Gross says a good group of people. Coach Kiaha likes her team. And again, we really feel that Folsom Lake is one of those teams that's ascending as well as OCC. Sandez. Grounded to second base her first time out. out of Otay Ranch. High 1-1. Two and one.
Last year, OCC had a staff that carried a ERA of 3.07.
3-1. As Whitmer can't find the strike zone low.
Which the man to my left would say that's perfect for community college softball.
Popped up behind the plate, out of play. Depending on my squad, I take it. I'll take anything under 4. Three balls, 2 strikes, no outs, bottom 2. Off speed, misses. Trying to get Sandez to chase was Whitmer. Walks the leadoff person. It'll bring up Haley Oseguera.
Second baseman, number 11, Haley Oseguera.
7 hits for OCC, 5 for Southwestern. Oseguera grounded to second. The first 2 outs of their bottom of the first, Mark, and then they went on a run and scored 3. Then loaded the bases as she takes a strike at the knees. Whitmer leans back, fires high. Underneath, and that's going to be a fair ball. And Andolsek misses the throw to second. Think the sun got in her eyes, and that's going to be an error on Andolsek. So Sandez at second, Oseguera at first, so no hit. Actually,
no hit.
A hit was given officially. So it should have been an error on either the first base person, the pitcher, or the catcher. Most likely the catcher, since they're supposed to call off. And then Andolsek, who missed the throw down. So there should have been an error somewhere. But alas, 6 hits by the Jaguars. Seven to 3 is your score. Lunging is Mendez. Madison was like, how far can I hit this one?
You know, the old adage, oh, nobody got their glove on it, therefore I won't call an error, is an adage that is long by the wayside for scoring games.
Mendez tries one in the right center. That hits the gap and around comes Sandez. Oseguera holds at third. And that is an RBI single for Miss Maddie. Runners at the corners. And Cassidy Harper, the Mad Bomber.
Now batting first baseman number 14, Cassidy Harper.
I think she has more than warning track power. Her hit the last time Mark needed a countdown. Fastball at the belt, 0-1. So we're in the bottom of the second inning. And it's been offense, and more offense. Takes low, 1-1. Cody Murray finally brought that ball back that, that was the one that came back over the fence as it ricocheted off the wall. That's how hard that ball was hit, Mark. And she was going for home run number 2 on the game as she fouls back. I mean, you look at the left field fence, it's a good way. That wall in the outfield is a good long way from the fence.
Yeah, it's probably about 15, 20 feet.
And that's how hard Harper hit it. It bounced off the wall and straight back into left field. Outside. So no outs. One already across, 2-2 is the count.
That's where our Ethernet connection's at. So we're out there quite a bit here on sportsnetusa.net.
Or I should say you and Ed are out here quite a bit.
Ed and I have been out there a few times this week.
She waits on one in the right field. Osagura tagging from third. No, on the catch by Nguyen. And it slips out of Hansen's hand. And a heads-up Osagura scores from third. So out number 1 on the flyout, Jordan Beatty, who singled and scored a run in the first, talking to Coach Gross before her attempt at second. At second is Madison Mendez. And that is an error as it slipped out of her hands, allowing the run to score. See, you got your error, Mark.
See? Yeah, Mark, you should be getting a gourmet meal here. And we're going to give you a French fry.
That's gourmet. It's French.
If you're not playing well, there's nothing wrong in giving errors to teams that aren't playing well.
High at the numbers. 2-0, 1 out. Bottom 2. Here on the campus of Cerritos College, Nancy Kelly Field, a legend in softball. Cody Murray took over, becomes a legend herself. 78 and 2008 state champs. Ground ball, and Dolcek scoops, throws to first for 2. So Alyssa Garcia steps to the plate after singling in her first at-bat. Mendez remains on second base.
Now batting on pitcher number 18.
So 2 runs across thus far. 2 hits in this inning.
I mean, I as a player, when I used to play the game, Corey, I used to feel horrible when I would commit an error.
You should. I felt bad too. 1 ball, 1 strike. If they didn't call it an error, I'm feeling a little bit better. I know it was an error, but officially it wasn't.
That didn't make me feel any better. If I thought I should have made the play, that's how I felt when I played the game.
I think everybody feels that way when they make an error. That just comes with the territory. Whitmer in the circle, leans back, delivers low. 3-0, having trouble locating the strike zone. Last few batters have gotten at least 2 balls and 2 strikes. 7 hits apiece. There she finds it at 3-1.
12 runs in these first 2 innings.
You got to find your groove. First couple games of the season. High fly ball. Out of play.
But did you hear what Cody said too? This isn't as far as she's concerned, this is not preseason because they have 10 games in November that they are allowed to play. So they look at, for Cerritos, they look at their team and say, these are your preseason games.
Well, not preseason, just the first season, your freshman season in the fall. And this is your second season. I don't think she mentioned anything about preseason in the fall either.
But she said that's how she would look at that.
Yeah, as your first season, not the preseason. There is no preseason.
Let me hold up a sign here. Hit me.
Whitmer leans back, delivers, extending another foul.
See, as a good student athlete, she saw educator needed something. She was trying. Gabby Neyland's getting comfortable over in the corner.
So good at bat. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 9th pitch of the at bat. High in the air. Nguyen is underneath. She drops it. And here comes Mendez around third, sauntering into home. And let's hope Nguyen is okay, because it caught her right on the forehead. Looks like the nose. And I don't know if that sun caught it at the last minute as she looked up. But that is going to be E9. And Mendez with the score. So let's hope she's okay. Second outfielder who's come up lame today. Reginata for Folsom Lake in left field. Nguyen in right field for Orange Coast. So it's 7-6 now, with 2 outs and a runner on first base. And the Jaguars have done all their damage with 2 outs. You want a cliche, Mark?
Yeah.
So when the cat is backed into a corner, he comes out fighting.
No more Gatorade for Corey Neyland. That red dye number 3 has finally got to him.
You said yes, and we just hope she's okay.
Well, I hope she's okay too.
Because it's one of those things where you think you should be out of an inning. Everybody thinks you should be out of an inning. You think you should be out of an inning. And all of a sudden, your concentration lags just a little bit. And she was not protected at all. I mean, it hit her glove just a little bit. And that sun.
No, it's not the sun. Coaches are going, it might be.
It might have been, because that's where it is right now. Earlier in the day, it's hurting the left fielders.
Yeah.
We saw that earlier. As it sets in the west, it's affecting the right fielders.
But Corey, it comes down to this point too. If it hits me in the glove,
Now playing right field for Orange Coast, number
I knew where the ball was at. No lights, so you know.
Yeah, you do. And you're the long trip. What's that? Yeah, Coach Michael Gross. Hopefully.
There's the long tip.
We've done football games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now batting, number 7, the third baseman, Bella Hurtado.
Just stay the night in your doubleheader in Pasadena. No reason going home. No reason going home after that doubleheader. So in right field now is going to be Nadia Perez for the Pirates. Nadia went to Troy High School. Whitmer delivers. Low and inside, 1-0. 2 outs. It's 7-6. 3 runs in the first, 3 runs here in the second. 8 hits, 7 runs in the first. 4 runs in the first, 3 runs in the second for OCC. Hurtado, ground on and Dolcek, and that is going to end the inning. So not before 3 runs, 2 hits, 1 error. 2 errors? 1 error. Okay, so 2
You've got to have
errors.
2 errors. That's an error.
2 errors, yes. 1
Some
left
of us
on
have
base.
more
So
than
at
that.
the end of 2, it is 7-6 OCC. Remember, the official scorekeeper is always right. My middle name is official scorekeeper.
I'll remind you during
No, that's
basketball.
what I said. My name is official scorekeeper.
You know, whatever you're taking for your allergies, those pills are making you delusional. So you just have to maybe cut back on a couple of them. Maybe not breathe. Here's the thing, Corey, and I know people will listen to you and I go both ways, and you do. You side on the side of the defensive players more than once. But being old school, being taught the fundamentals of the game, being somebody who says that these young women play the game better than their counterparts in the other game, if you don't make a play, then it's marked what it is. That's the name of the game. Those are the rules. We don't make exceptions. Hey, you didn't play the ball well.
Mark,
you didn't play the ball right.
They make exceptions all the time. There are exceptions.
If a ball hits me in the glove, I drop it, it's an error.
Yes, it is.
If I throw the ball and the person catching it's supposed to catch it, it's an error.
That's an
If
error.
there's a pop fly that I call for and I'm standing right underneath it and it lands by my feet, that's an error. You should have caught it. So
And that's iffy, depending on the wind, if it's movement, who's calling somebody off. Can happen. Natasha Ellison, good glove at second base. Flew out to right field her first at bat. Takes her first pitch for a strike. No balls, 1 strike. Top of the 3rd inning and already 13 runs across. Off speed, Ellison powers one to left field. That's going to stay in. Hits the wall on a bounce, and Ellison standing up for 2. So the sophomore from Cypress High School gets the Pirates lead off a board on a deep shot to left field.
yeah, and here's the thing. I'm going to harp on this for a while with what I'm talking about. You can't take other people's careers and all of a sudden diminish their careers if you change the guidelines of the game.
Who's changing the guidelines of the game?
An error is an error.
Yeah,
Call
an error
it.
is an error. Yeah,
An
you
error
would
is an
call
error.
it.
Call it. Don't.
If it's an error, you would call it. Yaminaba Johnson out of Antelope will pinch hit and gets away. And Ellison advances to 3rd. There's one in the dirt as well. 2 low, 1 high, 3-0 to Johnson.
Gabby's going home with a softball team in the area.
Off speed, does not catch the corner. And so Johnson, pinch hitting, draws a walk. And Taylor Nguyen, who was supposed to be up, Nadia Perez, who took her place in right field, will be hitting for her. Perez was 1 for 1 yesterday against LA Mission. And Garcia, that's 3 rolled balls in this inning. No follow through. Perez, 19 runs, 9 doubles, 24 hits last year. And Perez with the slow off speed evens the count at 1.
And that's what you want to do if you're a pitcher. You want to get your control back down. So what you do is find your favorite pitch, bring that to the circle.
Top of the 3rd inning, there's an RBI single. No doubt about that by Perez. Scoring is Ellison. So 2 hits in the inning, 1 run across, 8-6 in the top of the 3rd inning. And this is the top of the order, Taylor and Dolsek. 2 for 2, single score. Single score. Yesterday, 2 for 3, 2 doubles. Inside corner. 1-1, she nods her head. So yeah, that was a strike. I got the next one.
So 8 runs, 9 hits, multiple errors.
2 for Orange Coast, 1 for Southwestern. Lifts one. Will it stay fair? It's foul. Maxwell Smart. Just foul.
See, I don't want anything over there because that's where the Ethernet line is. I don't want anybody getting tangled up in it, going down.
And Dolsek, really looking to be that all-conference player this year at shortstop. Offensively, she has all the tools. And apparently a great eye as that one floated across the plate, evens the count at 2-2. No outs, runners at first and second. Lowe goes down to get it, and it's foul. Perez at first, Johnson at second. Stayed alive with that cut.
Yeah, she did. She went down and got the ball, which worked out.
Off speed is high.
Breeze is picking up again. Getting a little chillier out. Damper in the air.
And that was a hot shot foul.
And Ford just looks over at me. See his eyes like, I'm glad that was a lower because Mark would have tried to grab it.
This one's line, and that is foul. And this pitch right here has danger written all over it if you're Alyssa Garcia. Because if it's anywhere on the plate, and Dolsek, the way she's hit those last 3. And there's ball 4. You know, you never want to walk somebody.
But you'll take it?
Yeah, you'll take this one. Even though the bases are loaded, there's no outs. Now you can go to any base with Emily Lapina coming up. Singled, stole a base, scored in the first, sacrifice in the second.
Remember now, when that foul ball hits the tripod behind you, no matter what you think, you have to save the camera.
You got a glove?
I got a glove.
So LaPena,
as we're getting
First
a new
team.
pitcher.
first team All OEC last year. She didn't hit well though. She only batted .457. Her on-base percentage was only .479. Only .543 slugging. She only had Mark 63 hits. Only 63 hits. So she can do better. As she comes up with the bases loaded and no outs here. Dangerous hitter. And the pitcher in the circle, that's Maddie again.
And you keep feeling like this is going to be a run rule game. You keep thinking, okay, one of these teams is going to take off and bury the other team. And every time you think that's going to happen, the other team responds. So give it to the coaching staff. Of course, you've got an umpire in short left field, flexing his legs. He's doing this. I'm thinking, wait a minute, you got the Mark Pavlovich, Corey Neyland syndrome. Heavy feet.
Maddie Villasquea. As Emily, trying to be a two-time first teamer, takes the first pitch inside for a strike. That's the pitch she wants. Now she sees it. 8-6, looking to extend their lead. Takes high, 1-1, and no outs in the top of the third inning. One run already across. Ground ball. Oseguera up to Harper. However, Johnson will score from third. Perez advances to third. And Andolsek to second.
And you give an RBI to the batter.
That's out number one, Haley Pichardo. Inside corner strike. 2 RBI single in the first, RBI single in the second. Looking to pick up 2 more RBIs in the third. Up the middle, there's one. And there's 2 as she advances to second on the throw home. So Perez and Andolsek come around from third and second. Pichardo, an 2 RBI single. Standing on second with 1 out. And Layla Chavez, who reached on an error in the first, scored a run, singled in the second. Outside, missing. It is now 11-6. 4 runs across in the third. 1, 2, 3 hits. 4 hits. And they're going to send her home, and there's a gun, and Krista cannot hold on to the ball, and that, you got to catch that one. You got to make the tag. Chavez gets a single.
You've got to count that as an RBI because you can't assume even if she catches the ball that she makes the tag properly to get the runner. You can never assume that. So it counts as an RBI.
That's all I'm doing is not assuming.
It's still an error.
It's not. I'm not
still an error.
Still
but
an
you
RBI.
can't.
There's a ground ball to third. Furtado up and fires to Harper for the second out to Gamez. So 5-3 issue if you're scoring. And Melissa Hansen, who is 1 for 2.
But it's still an error. but you cannot assume that somebody is out. Therefore, you give the RBI in that sense.
That's what I'm
but it's
saying.
an error
That's what I'm
on
saying.
the catcher.
That's
but
what
no,
I'm
you
saying.
never give
There's-
him the error.
No, there's no error. No.
Yes, there is an error.
Bouncer to short, misdirected. And then throwing home, and Southwestern, lack of concentration, brings another run home. That's Chavez. So batting around now, Natasha Ellison.
Now batting second baseman number 10, Natasha Ellison.
13-6 is your score. "13 runs, 12 hits right now for the Pirates, sitting top of the third. 6 runs, 4, 3, and 6 in their 3 innings. And Ellison is hit. So Hansen goes to second, Ellison at first. Ellison's already scored a run this inning. So Johnson
Are you guys still arguing over that error, no error thing?
No, we're done with that.
No. We're just discussing that on certain things, so you can't assume an out.
And there's one through the legs of Christic, and runners advance second and third. Johnson scored a run already. 1 of the 6 this inning. High.
Ed doesn't even know. We haven't even gotten into ERA yet.
We'll save that. Four pitches. What? Allison was like, I thought we was all going home again. So bases are loaded for Perez. Nadia Perez, 2 home runs last year. Scored earlier this inning. Takes Hine inside, 1-0.
11th person to come to the plate, right?
Yes.
11 people. So 11 at the plate.
High as well, 2-0. Maddie's asking, where did that miss? 2 outs. And again, a lot of the damage for both of these teams done with 2 outs. 3-0. Ball 4. And it's funny with this, and that walks home a run. That's Hansen who walks in. Ellison to third. Ellison to third. Johnson to second. And Perez at first.
So it's 14-6. Remember, run rules don't take place under 5 innings. But if at that time this was the final score,
so in Dulcek, 2 singles and a walk. Scored all 3 times. And you got to wonder, Mark, if she gets anything good. I mean, anything close on a 3-0 count. or a 2-0 count.
Oh, drive it. Drive it.
And here we're having a small roster. Could come into play when you play these doubleheaders. There it is, 1-1. Since it's just the first couple games, about the stamina that you have playing softball, this second game could get kind of long.
Yeah, and the thing is, too, is you've got to keep your sharpness. Here's where teams get out of focus, Corey. You look up the scoreboard, it's 14-6, it's late in the day, it's only 3 innings in, and you as an outfielder or infielder get just a little out of kilter.
Yeah.
So if the ball's hit at you, you don't make the play.
Lined up the middle, that's a base hit, that's scoring 1. Another strong throw by Sandez. And another RBI single. Ellison scores from third. Johnson to third. Perez to second. And Dulcich at first. La Pena, who has the first out of this inning, steps to the plate. Takes high.
Now batting center fielder number 15.
So 13 people have now come to the plate for OCC.
Now he delivers.
Strike called. Well, I think generosity on that one, Corey.
No, I've just seen a couple pitches at that exact location been called balls. Driven to right center field, and that's over everybody's head to the wall. That's going to score 1, 2, and 3. Clears the bases. Lapino with an 3 RBI double, advances to third on the throw.
Three, right? Because that's what I just marked down.
And Dulcich, Johnson,
Okay.
and Perez.
I marked down 3.
Now batting third baseman number 17, Haley Pichardo.
So it's just one of those things now that if you're the Jaguars, you're trying to get out of the inning. You're going through the motions, Corey. You're trying to put the ball over the plate. You're hoping somebody will make a play. And if you're OCC, you're getting up there just having fun.
Yeah, and here's where if you're a pitcher in the circle for Southwestern, now's the time to not overthrow. If they hit the ball, they hit the ball, but you got to get it over the plate and just let it rip. Too much thinking at this time.
Well, and you can't be concerned. Should I throw my curve? Should I?
Yeah.
If you've got a pitch that you believe in, you throw that 15 times in a row.
Yeah. But no matter how good you are, sometimes people get in a rhythm. Teams can get in a rhythm. Teams can become infectious, contagious in hitting.
Yeah, and there were some plays that were not made on the field, and as the rest of the team, you can't sit there yourself and turn around and look at the scoreboard right now. You can't say, oh, wait a minute, we're done, we're baked, put the fork in the potato. You've got to just look at the scoreboard and say, hey, look, we still have at least a couple more at-bats. We've scored runs in this game. You've got to really look at your Southwestern, as silly as it is, because you pick on me all the time. You've got to look at the glass being half full. It's not half empty. It's half full. We have an opportunity to get back in this game.
11 runs thus far in the top of the third inning. And it's high there and another walk. So Pichardo advances. She had 3 singles before that walk. So Layla Chavez, who scored this inning and had an RBI single.
I can't help it. That's just funny.
And she drives one to left center, and that's going to bring in La Pena. That's going to bring in Pichardo. And Chavez standing on second with a stand-up double.
Go for two. Go for two.
And this will bring up Lexi Gamez, who's 1 for 3. And Coach Gross walks to the circle and said, it happened. So let's go out here. You got 2 outs, 20 runs, 13. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, 13 this inning.
Yeah.
On 15 hits total, 8 hits in this inning.
Yeah, that's what I've got, 8 hits.
Okay.
Yeah.
So at least we're there.
Yeah.
13 runs on 8 hits thus far. And so Ariana Williams will pinch hit out of San Leandro Arroyo High School in San Leandro.
And
okay, that's not quite local.
No. But the other thing you do too, Corey, you've got to, if you're in the circle, chuckle at yourself. You've got to, if you're on the infield, chuckle at yourself. It's just one of those days. And you've got to enjoy the farceness of what's happening to your team.
And there's popped up Sandez in center, ranging, makes the one-handed catch. And that's going to end the inning, but not before. 13 runs on 8 hits. I don't have an error for this inning.
No.
And 1 left on base.
No errors
at the end of 2.5. It is OCC 20, Southwestern 6. This is the SportsNetUSA.net Softball Invitational on SportsNetUSA.net.
And here's the thing if you're OCC, as you go to the bottom of this third, you can't all of a sudden say to yourself, that you're going to let up or anything else. You have to keep yourself in the present moment for this game. Yeah, you're up by 14 runs. Yes, you're dominating this game, but you have seen the way this game started out. You scored 4 runs in the first inning. They came back with 3. You scored 3 runs in the second inning. They came back with 3. You scored a plethora of runs here in the third inning. And you can't allow yourself to let your guard down and say, okay, we've won this game, because they can sneak back in. They have done that in the previous 2 innings. So you've got to go out there, get in the circle, and decide it's got to be a 1-2-3 inning if you're OCC. You need to look at Southwestern and say, hey, look, you know what? You played back and forth with us for those first 2 innings. We are not going to allow that in this game. We need to close the door on them and walk away with no hits, no runs, no errors here in the bottom of 3. We'll see if that's how OCC comes out.
And just a few scores for you that have games that are being played today. Of course, Cerritos losing to Folsom Lake by a score of 7-2. Elsewhere around California, it was Chaffey beating San Diego City College by a score of 7-5, and San Diego City bringing back softball after missing it last season. We'll get some other scores in there a little later on.
Ed Ford on the air with me here on SportsNetUSA.net. Christic comes to the plate, had a single in the first inning. (20-6) here in the bottom of 3. Swings through that one. Sun's sort of affecting the circle right now, but you just try to keep it where it's at.
Yeah, you've seen the pitchers kind of trying to cover their eyes because the glare is right in their faces when they're, trying to look in at the catcher.
Little floater going for the gap. Lay out, just can't get it. Comes up a little short. So LaPena comes up short in center field. And Christic gets a base hit to start things off.
Now batting right fielder number 2, Danica Munoz.
So Danica Munoz comes up to the plate. Struck out her first time up. Little lefty. Trying to just take a nice level swing, put it in play. Give Southwestern, the Jags, some breathing room here in the bottom of the third. Takes that one high and away for a ball.
Well, they've shown they can score off of OCC, so they put up 3, then they put up 3. Who knows? Maybe they can put up 3 more or more.
Yeah, that's true, Ed. Little topper, gone foul. 1-2 the count. 20 runs, 15 hits, multiple errors by OCC. 6 runs, 9 hits, 1 error by Southwestern. An offensive type of game today. Fouled away. Nice level swing for a strike.
Yeah, how many runs have we had scored in this thing? 9 runs in the first game.
Yeah. More than that in the second.
Oh, yeah, it was at least, I'm going to say 17 in the second game. Wasn't the score 12-5?
Yeah,
somewhere around there.
Because we're on the air, the young ladies have decided they just want to show us their offensive prowess.
Yeah, we have 26 runs now, so how about a whole bunch?
We'll
just say a whole bunch.
Little one, could it die again? Out there it does. Throw, force out at second base. Nice heads up defensive play in the outfield for OCC.
Number 6, Danny Sanders.
So Sanders comes up now, grounded out to second her first time up, then got on base with a walk. My partner's back with a coat on.
The sound of Corey Neyland hurrying back, you could hear his cleats on the concrete. Put on his golf shoes for the rest of this game.
Click, 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 click.
I said I was ready for the season. I made them myself.
So 1 on, 1 out here in the bottom of the third. Bringing it from the circle. Popped up, stays over there. Almost a play over at first base as Hanson just couldn't settle underneath it. And Melissa Ed just took her eyes off it just enough to drop the ball in foul territory. Two and one, 1 out. Runner at first. Southwestern looking to try and find some sort of offensive set here. Fouled off again, out of play. Count stays 2-2.
And if you're Southwestern, like you said, Mark, you want to just get a couple runs here. But you want to get a couple runs here just to stay in the ball game.
High and away for a ball. Yeah, you do. You just, and the thing is too, Corey, you want to get a couple runs. Even if you don't win the game, you get a couple runs, you get a couple runs. You still feel like you can turn around and say, hey, it was nice. We didn't give up.
Yeah. And then you can shore up some things as the season progresses.
Ball 4.
A couple more runs here says, we can be in every game. Based on our bats alone.
So now that my partner's back, I'm going to turn play-by-play back over to Corey Neyland here on Sportsnet, USA.net.
And Haley Oseguera, who singled last inning, scored a run. grounded to second her first time at bat. So 1 for 2 in this one. Bottom of the third inning. Popped up out of play. Yeah, and I was listening to you guys talk about the stadiums around California Community College. If I had enough gas money and a good enough car, I'd take a road trip up the coast, Central Valley, check out some stadiums. Oseguera deep. Perez underneath. She tracked that nicely.
Yeah, and what you liked about that, too, is LaPena came over knowing she couldn't catch it, but Corey, she was there for the backup just in case the ball doesn't get caught. She's there to back it up, be able to pick up the ball and make a play, at least hold the runners at third base.
Madison Mendez. 2 singles and 2 runs scored.
Shot. Oh! What a pickup.
Ellison.
At second base. Woo!
That's how you play second, Mark. You dive to the left, you dive to the right, you scoop to the short. That's the third out, no runs. 1 hit. No errors. 1 left on. That's the end of 3 full. 20-6 OCC over Southwestern. The SportsNetUSA.net Softball Invitational on SportsNetUSA.net. Corey, Mark, Ed, and Albert hanging out at Cerritos College.
You know, I like how you flash 13 runs at an old scoreboard. You flash a 1, which she's doing. Then you flash the 3 to let everybody know. No, I'm not making it 4. It's actually 13.
Couple other final scores for everyone. I thought we had that Pasadena score. Yes, we did. El Camino blasted Santa Ana 15-2 today. Butte beats American River a shutout 5-0. San Mateo 13, Bakersfield nothing. Let's see if we have any more scores. Glendale over Cuesta, 5-inning run rule game, and they win by a score of 10-0. And I think that's about it. The rest of the scores, Monterey Peninsula, they're still training those rabbits to hop all the way down here for scores. Sequoia's over Modesto 14-2. Santa Barbara edges Riverside 3-2. Chaffee getting by San Diego City 5-2. And those are all of our finals. A couple more games going on right now. And, we have the Glendale tournament going on. And they play night games because of lights at what is that called? The Glendale Sports Complex or something like that?
A lot of runs today.
Oh, yeah. It's in the air. And, guys, San Mateo beat Bakersfield. Bakersfield beat Mount Sac last night. So, in that same tournament.
So what does that mean?
Nothing.
Are you trying to say Mount Sac isn't going to be good or something?
No, I'm just saying, Bakersfield beat Mount Sac.
Bakersfield plays well at Bakersfield, but once they get out of Bakersfield, they don't do as well.
Hey, I give them a lot of credit. They can get out of Bakersfield. We've had problems getting out of Bakersfield.
We're just gonna end that right here.
Top of the 4th inning, Madison Barrera will pinch hit out of Colton.
Well, that's a little get together that Bakersfield always puts together. San Mateo plays in it, comes down and plays in it. San Diego Canyon will play in that. So they also have lights at Bakersfield, so they can use one field, make it work.
San Diego Canyon lost to San Mateo yesterday. Barrera. First pitch is low. 20-6, 4th inning. OCC in blue at the plate. 13 innings in the third. 4 innings, 3 runs in the second, 4 runs in the first. 3 runs apiece in the first and second for the Jaguars. Bounce ball to Oseguera over the first.
20 runs, making you think basketball or something. Bounce pass.
I thought she was going to pull up for a J off that bounce pass.
Oh.
She throws over the first for the out.
Oh. Wow. Well, we just kissed Corey Neyland goodbye.
Those hot dogs. As Ellison doing everything. Just on the sheer excitement factor, she'd have to be the player of the game. Quality glove at second. At the plate, no slouch. And that's a foul ball. Been on base twice, scored twice. High energy. Big motor is Ellison.
Oh, don't go away, Ed. That
Folks
one
went
might
right
drop.
field. That one drops out of play. So 1 and 2 with 1 out. Top of the fourth. Low and outside, 2 and 2. A lot of runs mean a lot of time.
And the crowd has not dissipated. They're still here in this, watching this game, with it being 26. So give it to the fans out here, Corey. The temperature's dropped a little, but they're still out here supporting their teams. Both sides of the margin are doing it. So to the fans that have come out to cheer their teams on, thank you very much.
Ellison right side. Oseguera can't get her glove down. Scoots through. And that's going to be a single. Advancing to second on the error in right field. And third on the throw in. So we give her a single on the initial hit as it goes under the glove of Denton. Looks like that's Angie Allen back in right field. She advances to third base. So it's a 2-base error as Munoz moves to center field.
You know what I loved about Ellison? She gets second and her coach is waving her to third and she's got this expression on her face like, Coach, I've already got a double. It's okay.
Just trying to keep her warm. Paniani steps to the plate. Vaio Kinareta, Piniani, right-handed batter. She's a freshman out of Carson. So the former Colt takes it low. There's 1 out. 2 and 1 is the count. And she's way early.
Shadows creeping across the infield here late in the afternoon. No concern about a sun field anymore in the outfield. Except maybe center. Look at the center fielder for Southwestern with her glove up. This one's heading over to us again on sportsnetusa.net. That's okay. Hit them to me. I catch them. I still have, the catcher's glove in Grant right there. And there it is. I'm an octopus when the ball comes towards me. I just suck it up. I'm that good.
Oh, it's because you scored ink and it goes away. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out.
Another run at third for OCC. Albert's getting excited over there. Jumping up and down, hoping the Pirates score another one.
And outside, didn't catch the corner. So Paniani
Batting number 20, Nadia Perez.
with the walk. So Nadia Perez with 1 out, with runners on the corner. 20-6 is the score. We're in the top of the 4th inning.
I think Cody came over and stared at us for a second. She just stood there and stared at us like, yeah, we're still here.
Low in the dirt. Two balls and no strikes.
She didn't know when Ed said we're going to do a tournament all weekend. That he met Saturday, Sunday.
Met at the top. 2 and 1 and 1 out.
Think of how tired you'd be if we did the Friday game.
Oh, I thought about
I wouldn't be here.
I thought about that, Ed.
And laying into one, Perez scoops it up. Is Sandoval. Ellison tagging from third and scores easily.
And there was a nice catch over in left field, Corey. She takes 2 steps back, gathers it in, and then throws home. Easily one of those balls, because it's a flat line drive, that you take that first step and just stop, and it goes flying over your head.
So 2 outs, and top of the order is Adam Dolsek, but there is a pinch hitter for Taylor. Natalie Lothers out of Phelan High School.
Isn't that where Eric Pesolano went? Phelan High School?
No.
No? You sure?
5'6" freshman.
I
Phelan.
thought he had family in Phelan. Eric Pesolano. Yeah. No? Ed just shook his head and said no.
No. So there's Hesperia, Victorville, Adelanto, Phelan.
Because I know his mom lives up there.
No. And she crushes one in the center field for a single. So everybody's hitting.
Do I get a chance? Can I grab it back?
Yeah, there's 2 outs.
Okay.
Make
all
the
right.
third one.
All right, I'll go up there. Are you kidding? I'd shake them all up. I'd go up there left-handed, drop a drag butt.
Meaning dragging yourself to first base. Emily Lapena. She's been everything. 3 RBI double her last at bat in that big third inning. There was 14 batters or 13 batters?
14.
14 batters that came across. They put up 13 runs in that inning. It is 21-6 now. Popped up. Osagera underneath for the third out. So 1 run on 1 hit. No errors and 1 left. 2 left. At the end of 3.5, it is 21-6 OCC over Southwestern. This is the SportsNetUSA.net Softball Invitational.
Other sports coming around. Look at that. I love the fact. Look at Albert is excited to be out here. He's jumping up and down. He's having a good time with Ed Ford, you, me, and all these very talented student athletes here on SportsNetUSA.net, and their parents that support them, their friends, their family that comes out, backs them for everything they're doing. You know, it's not easy being a college athlete. You go to class, you've got to study, you got to keep your grades up, you got to play the game. You probably have friends that want to go out and do stuff. You got to take care of little brother, little sister, maybe cousins, maybe grandma, grandpa, who knows. Let's give it to all these student athletes that have been out here today pursuing a dream and using the game of softball to achieve it. We want to congratulate all of them. Hear from us at SportsNetUSA.net.
Angela Whitmer still in the circle for the Pirates. Melissa Hansen at first for the Pirates. Natasha Ellison at second. Taylor Andolsek at short. Haley Pichardo at third base. That's the infield. They're going to face Cassidy Harper due up first. Home run in her first at bat, a 2-run home run. Popped it up off the bat, and LaPena in center, roving over and makes the catch.
And realize that this time of the day, it's a little cooler out. The air's a little heavier. And so therefore the carry of the ball is not that responsive as it was earlier in the game.
Jordan goes by JoJo up. In left field is Lexi Gamez. In right field is going to be Nadia Perez. And LaPena in center made that first out. And Beatty takes strike one, 1-1. 21 runs, 17 hits, 2 errors for the Pirates. 6 runs, 10 hits, and 2 errors for the Jaguars. Beatty, line drive into the gap in left center, gets to the wall, rounding and into second standing.
Nice little hit landed out there by the SportsNetUSA.net invitational sign. Out in left center field.
Now batting from first base, number 18, Alyssa Garcia.
So Beatty looking alive on second. Alyssa Garcia, who started in the circle in this game. Takes down Broadway for a strike, 0-1. Whitmer delivers high.
Now here's the tough part when the next inning starts. Let's assume that no more runs are scored in this inning. We get to the 5th inning, you're up down by 15. If you're OCC, do you look at your players and say, let's just get out of here because you could win on a run rule, or do you let them keep having fun?
You got to let them keep hitting.
Okay.
I know you feel the same way.
Well, if I get another at-bat, sure, I'll pad my stats.
See, you agree. No errors. Garcia.
I'm batting .486 this year with a slugging percentage of .653.
Everybody looks good on my team.
Haven't made an error my entire life. Well, there was this one class I took in college.
21-6, 17 hits. 11 hits, and that's number 12 for the Jaguars. So runners at the corner.
And here's the thing you see OCC doing, Corey, which is real interesting, at least at third. You see your third base person moving over to the line, almost like it's a one-run game, trying to protect from those big hits. But then you look at the gap between short and third has just now increased. So if you're a right-handed hitter, just take the bag and the ball and go back up the middle. And there's a good chance you'll get a base hit.
Mariah Mata. She's hitting now, the freshman from Steel Canyon. Beatty on third, Garcia on first. Foul tipped, 0-2. And remark again with the small team, but with numbers-wise for Southwestern, those pinch running opportunities with those squads who have 25, 30 players, they lessen.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You've got that smaller well, you've got a smaller squad. Everybody's got to be a part of the team and make your team successful.
Ground ball.
It's almost like if you're in a sports broadcasting class. I mean, everybody, if there's 6 of you, everybody needs to go on the air because there's 6 of you. If there's 16, that's not necessarily true. But if there's 6, yeah, because you need to sound like there's 16 people at that radio station.
High. Whitmer delivers the first ball of this at-bat to Mata. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Bottom 4. Foul tipped and caught. So that is a strikeout. Chavez delivers it back to the circle. That is scored as a K, as Devin Christick.
Now batting number 10, Devin Christick.
Another right-handed batter with runners at the corners. And there's the out on a diving catch by Hansen.
They made some plays, and here's the thing you got to love from Orange Coast. They are still hard-nosed softball players, even though they're up by 15. And Corey Neyland, the dirtier you get, the better you are.
So that's the end of the 4th. They move to the 5th with a 21-6 game. It should be a run rule here. Or are they going to go that one more inning? We shall see. It's getting dark. That's
OCC is talking to the umpires, and Southwest is talking to the umpires. And I think at this stage of the game, Corey, I would probably call the game if I was a manager.
Yeah, and the only thing you have to worry about is how is this going to count for the season, though? Because if they play 4, and if it doesn't count towards the season, then if I'm OCC, we need to play this 5th inning. And that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to play this 5th inning. So your preseason thing, well, it ain't preseason because we're coming out for the 5th. It is 21-6, OCC all over Southwestern. And it's been really an offensive explosion as OCC lost yesterday to LA Mission 8-5, where they put up 2, 2, and 1 in their scoring innings, and they had the lead in the 7th. And then LA Mission, going into the 7th in the top half, scored 5 runs, and they won that game.
Hey, Albert, did you actually grab Ed Ford's keys? Because I'm not putting all this equipment in my car. Corey, since you're going up there tomorrow, you take all the heavy stuff, I'll take the light stuff and leave it at my house. So that means that's yours, that's yours, no, that's yours, that's yours.
Pinch hitting for Orange Coast, number
You two will be
27.
coming
Tell
back.
Gabby we're going to be a while after the game.
You two will be coming back during the week. As Maddie stays in the circle, she's facing another pinch hitter. So everybody gets the bat for OCC today. Lydia Gonzalez, catcher out of Temescal Canyon High School.
I'm the only wackadoo that did not bring a coat because I didn't think I'd be here this late.
I got spares if you need one.
Nah, I'll be warm once we start taking down equipment.
Gonzalez takes high. It is 3-0. Ball four straight. Runner at first. That's the leadoff. Gonzalez, and one of the things Coach Gross was telling us before the broadcast, Mark, is the pitching is what they're going to have to find. That finding the pitcher is going to take more than a few games because one of his pitchers really hasn't pitched in 2 years. And so now they're getting another pitcher who's bouncing back who hasn't been there. So once they find that, they're going to be okay. I mean, they put up 6 runs here. Last year, they only averaged 3.3. OCC averaged 5 runs a game. So if they can improve on their 5 runs a game, you know, they look pretty potent. They're going to do some damage in the OEC. That's for sure. As Leila Chavez
I'm having too much fun.
is at bat, the right-handed batter. So Villa Esqua.
Ed and I are having a good time.
Velasquez is in the circle still. And even though there's a lot of runs on the board, I don't find this to be such a bad thing for your pitching staff if you're Southwestern. Hear me out. You're still getting into your rhythm and what's going to work for you, what's not going to work for you throughout the season. So as long as you get through this positively, then you got something to work with. There's 1 out
Now batting number 3.
as Chavez singled to right field. 18th hit of the ball game.
Yeah, I think your magic phrase, though, Corey, on that, as long as you get through this positively, this can really take a pitcher who just says, I've lost it. And, you know, I mean, let's be realistic now. The way the runs are sitting there, your ERA can now be 115 as a pitcher. You might just look at somebody and say, that's it, I'm done.
And see, that's where you come in and take an approach as some people on sportsnetusa.net. Don't worry about your ERA. It's okay. Just keep pitching.
That's easier said than done, though, to an athlete. That's easier said than done to say to an athlete, it's okay, because so many athletes.
And there's a hot shot back up the middle. Williams on base for a single.
Have so much personal pride that a coach can say that and an athlete will just go, no thanks, I'm done. I don't want to go through that again. And that's the thing that you can run into.
Now batting number 16, Melissa Hansen.
I mean, if I'm a pitcher and I give up hit after hit after hit after hit, and that's it, game is called. So, well, wait.
So inning rule, time limit. So what they'll do for scoring purposes and bookkeeping purposes, they'll finish out this 5th inning.
So they'll make it an official game is what they're going to do.
Yes.
Even though they will change up the rules slightly, it will become an official game because 5 innings will be completed on the books. And so therefore the game will count. And so everything that's been accomplished today will go into the season for those said teams. Sort of like an employer can look at everybody and say, okay, you can go home now. I'm only paying you for a half day.
Yeah.
Same principle.
Funny you bring up wages for today.
Hey, Albert and Corey got theirs because I let them pay for the extension cord. There's theirs.
I'm just happy to be here.
There's one, Ed. One's down. He's just happy to be here.
And Munoz, it happens,
One
Coach.
of those
That's
days,
okay.
Coach.
Here's Munoz, the lefty. Bounces back to Whitmer, backhands it over to first, and there's one.
So, Coach, I'm just going to yell at you. The game will be an official game, though, because you're playing 5. Because I stated that on the air, and I just wanted to make sure I was right about that.
I was checking to see if 4 innings, because it's a special event of 4 innings, but they said it would be a no contest, and I didn't want that to.
Okay.
It's not fair to the other team. Yeah.
So, it's a... What do you want?
That's what we both said.
No, I just said to him, I said it on the air. I just wanted to make sure that I should have said we said it on the air.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm new to this.
Yeah.
I want to keep things as,
Okay.
I want to make sure everything goes.
So this is the reason they ran the last inning the way they ran it, and they will run this at the end. So because it is a special event, Corey, they can then get in the 5 innings like you and I were discussing, so that everything that took place in this game will count in the records for the players. Those players that had outstanding days will not lose the outstanding day, batting average-wise or RBI-wise.
And Osagara makes the last out, and that'll do it. Take us home, Mark.
So OCC comes away with a victory, 21 runs, 19 hits, 2 errors. Southwestern comes up a little short, 6 runs, 12 hits, and 2 errors. This has been a fun second season here on the SportsNetUSA.net Invitational.
Thank you, everybody.
We saw everybody out here show us what they've got, and we'll see what will happen as the season progresses. For Ed Ford, Albert Robles, Corey Neyland, Gabby Neyland, and the old guy, this has been the Sportsnet Invitational on SportsNetUSA.net.